Hello, our names are Gabriela Pons and Stephanie Gonzalez. Together, we have created a unit based on the solar system in which we hope can help students discover the means and the characteristics of the solar system through virtual teaching. While creating this unit, we wanted to approach a topic that students will be able to comprehend and have a better understanding of what the solar system is through different types of activities. Our unit overview basically states that in this unit, the students will be able to explore the solar system and its different parts, such as the planets, the sun, the Earth's layers, and the moon. This unit is setting the stage for searching through the solar system. The students will be assessed through all the lessons, through hands on activity, handouts, vocabulary comprehension in each lesson, writing prompts, and an online quiz. They will be assessed after each lecture. The students will be able to observe and describe the solar system characteristics and features as they are doing this through remote learning. The first lesson of this unit talks about the biggest star, which is the sun. In order to encourage students to have a conversation of what they already know about the sun, they'll be presented with a cardboard cutout of the sun for visual learners. And while students are stating their prior knowledge of the sun, the educator will be writing it down. Furthermore, the educator will be able to conduct a hands-on activity that can be done virtually, and we decided to include this in our lesson to have students break the barrier of typical learning. Um, Through this, the educator will conduct kind of an experiment. So the educator will grab a lamp, and that'll be a symbol of the sun. They will use the bulb to represent daytime, and when the lamp and the bulb are turned away, it's considered nighttime. So this helps to illustrate and model Earth and its relationship toward the sun. To model the seasons, a globe will be used to represent planet Earth. The educator will place students into groups, and this can be done virtually, and students will be able to discuss virtually through chat boxes. One group is summer and one group is winter, and that kind of will have a representation of the different hemispheres of the earth. The educator will tilt the globe and the lamp. The students in summer will conclude that they will move closer toward the sun, which is the bulb, and explain that that happens because Earth's tilt helps us get closer sometimes to the sun. And when we're tilted farther away, meaning Earth is at a distance from the sun, it can be considered winter. The educator will explain to students that depending what season it's and where you live, you can be closer to the sun or farther away. Once completed this lesson and students will have a comprehension of the lesson, students will answer a series of questions through a reading comprehension worksheet in order to further their knowledge. After completing the lesson of the sun and doing a virtual hands-on activity with their educator, students will complete this reading worksheet titled The Sun that contains 5 questions. While reading this, any vocabulary term that students come across that they don't have an understanding, they'll be able to highlight it and ask their educator for further assistance, and can use context clues in order to determine what the word means. English language learners will be able to have the access to a dictionary in order to further their comprehension. Students will then answer these 5 questions. How far is the sun from the earth? What causes the sun to be so hot? What is the temperature at the core of the sun? What would happen to our planet if there was no sun? What is the sun made of? These questions can all be found in the reading comprehension worksheets. The teacher will then review the answers with the students. The second lesson in the unit is about the earth and its layers. The educator will start by explaining to students that a full rotation of the earth is 365 days, which makes 1 year. Every morning is considered one rotation, therefore 1 day. Students will then be able to understand this concept as the educator will explain how the earth is made of 4 layers, and the educator will explain to them what each layer consists of and how it helps planet Earth. The 4 layers are the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. The educator will complete the layers of the earth sort cutouts. The cutout, since it will be done virtually, can be displayed. The teacher can do it on a whiteboard or can actually zoom into the picture and cut it out for students to be able to match what the crust, the mantle, and the core all do. And through this, students will be able to identify the diverse characteristics of each layer. Students will then have a writing assignment where they will create a journal about the layers of the earth, and they'll be able to compare and contrast them. How are they different? How are they the same? How they help planet Earth. Finally, students will complete a vocabulary worksheet titled Layers of the Earth Vocabulary, where students are encouraged to find the words in the puzzle and fill them in. So, the first one, there are 7 questions, and based on each word, they'll be able to fill it in correctly. The third lesson in the unit is about the moon. The educator will start by informing students that the moon changes shapes and will inform students of the role of the moon, which is to make Earth a more livable planet by creating a stable climate to be able to live in, which is tolerable and maintains balance on the axis to create tides. The educator will move forward with the lesson and explain to students that the moon has 8 phases. And the educator is encouraged to show these 8 phases of the moon so students will have an idea. Furthermore, the students and the educator will engage into a conversation about the types of moon parts, the inner core, the mantle, and the crust. The students will learn that the inner core is made out of iron and is surrounded by liquid, which leads to the outer core. The mantle is made out of a molten layer and magma. The crust was formed from lava that erupted from the mantle, so it all connects. Furthermore, the educator will explain to students that the holes they may see on the moon, which are called craters, are caused by asteroids and meteoroids colliding. Students will then finish this lesson by completing an online quiz based on their knowledge and comprehension of the moon, in which they will be able to click the link. They'll be able to submit a 5-question quiz with their answers, and it will tell them the results at the end. The last lesson of this unit is to differentiate the differences in other planets in comparison to planet Earth. The instructor will explain to students that they live on planet Earth, which is the only planet with life in it, and they'll learn the circumstances of other planets. Students will watch a video, which will be like a walkthrough of the solar system, where they'll be able to go on www.solarsystemscope.com, and they'll be able to see the temperature, the distance, the colors, the rings, any characteristic of the solar system and its planets. They'll be able to see it by clicking on them, and it'll give them all the information. Furthermore, the educator will encourage students to learn the order of the planets. My very easy method just speeds up names. So that helps students to put the planets in order by being Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Explain to students that Pluto is not a planet and it does not orbit the sun, which does not, because it has no gravity, so it does not make a round trip around the sun. Students will complete a writing assignment of comparing one planet they learned with planet Earth and their different circumstances. For example, comparing Mars to planet Earth. Well, Mars, there's no life. In Earth, it's basically the only planet known with livable life in it. Furthermore, in order to enhance their writing skills and their knowledge with the lesson, they are to create a writing prompt. I live in planet Earth and it is different from other planets in the solar system by. So that will be the prompt that they will answer. That will be their writing assignment, in which they'll be able to compare and contrast Earth with a different planet they learned about.